If you do this often, replay a conversation 10 different ways after it ends, create problems in your head before they exist, and feel mentally exhausted even on quiet days, your intelligence may be turning against you. And most people would never guess that, because intelligent people rarely look like they are struggling. They look calm. They look self-aware. They look like they understand more than everyone around them. But inside, their mind can feel like a room with no off switch. You send a message, then instantly wonder if it sounded wrong. You walk away from a simple interaction, and your brain starts dissecting every word. You make one small mistake, and somehow your mind turns it into proof that your whole life is slipping. And that is where it begins. Not in some dramatic breakdown, not in some obvious moment, but in the tiny habit of thinking too far. Because intelligent people usually do not notice when awareness becomes torture. At first, it feels like a strength. It feels like depth. It feels like being more conscious than other people. But after a while, it becomes something heavier. Because your brain stops helping you understand life and starts forcing you to live inside every possible version of it. And that changes everything. While other people can experience a moment and move on, you keep living inside it. You replay the tone in someone's voice. You replay the pause before they answered. You replay your own words, wondering if you said too much or not enough. And the moment may be over for everyone else. But for you, it keeps going. That is what makes this so draining. Your body can leave the moment, but your mind stays behind. And the strange part is, you may not even realize it is happening anymore. Because for some intelligent people, overthinking stops feeling unusual. It starts feeling normal. It becomes the way you live. You wake up and your brain is already running. You are brushing your teeth and thinking about next week. You are eating and remembering something embarrassing from years ago. You are trying to sleep, and suddenly your mind decides now is the perfect time to question your entire future. And this is where it gets dangerous, because the smarter your mind becomes, the easier it gets to build worlds that do not exist. You can create rejection from silence, distance from a delayed reply, failure from one mistake. You can take one tiny detail and turn it into a story that feels painfully real. And once that happens, your emotions start reacting to thoughts that were never true in the first place. That is why some intelligent people feel tired all the time. Not because life is harder for them, because their mind never stops creating extra weight. Every situation becomes bigger. Every emotion becomes deeper. Every decision becomes heavier. Even simple choices can feel overwhelming. What should be easy starts feeling impossible, because your brain refuses to leave anything alone. And people around you often misunderstand it. They think intelligent people have an advantage. They think being mentally sharp must make life easier. But sometimes it does the opposite, because when your mind notices everything, it also struggles to ignore anything. You notice the shift in energy. You notice the change in expression. You notice when someone sounds slightly different. You notice things most people miss. And sometimes you wish you could stop noticing, because awareness sounds powerful until you cannot escape it. That is when intelligence becomes lonely, because not everyone understands what it feels like to live like that. Some people can feel something and let it pass, but you feel something and your mind grabs it, studies it, expands it, turns it over, then turns it over again, until one small moment becomes an emotional storm no one else can see. And that can make you feel isolated, not because you are alone, because your experience feels invisible. People see your intelligence, but they do not see the cost of it. They see someone thoughtful, someone deep, someone sharp, but they do not see how exhausting it is to think this much. They do not see how draining it is to question everything. They do not see how heavy it feels to never fully relax inside your own head. And the worst part is, intelligent people often become their own worst enemy, because the same mind that can understand other people deeply can become ruthless toward itself. You remember your mistakes more vividly. You judge yourself more harshly. You hold yourself to standards no one else can even see. And while other people forgive themselves and move forward, you keep carrying old versions of yourself that should have been left behind. That creates a kind of suffering that looks silent from the outside. You can be smiling while your mind is tearing you apart. You can be successful while feeling mentally exhausted. You can be surrounded by people and still feel trapped inside yourself, because sometimes the most painful thing is not what is happening around you. It is what keeps happening within you. And here is what nobody warns intelligent people about. A powerful mind can become dangerous when it always turns inward, because once your thoughts stop observing life and start controlling it, you stop living in reality. You start living in interpretation. Every moment becomes filtered. Every emotion becomes questioned. Every decision becomes delayed by another layer of thinking. And after a while, you no longer trust peace. Silence feels suspicious. Calm feels temporary. Happiness feels fragile. So even in moments where nothing is wrong, your mind keeps searching for what might go wrong next. That is why some intelligent people cannot enjoy the present, because they are always mentally somewhere else. In yesterday, in tomorrow, in some imaginary version of life that has not even happened. And while everyone else thinks they are simply quiet, they are fighting noise nobody else can hear. That is why intelligence can become painful. Not because being smart is the problem, but because some minds were never taught when to stop. And sometimes the people who seem the strongest mentally are the ones being slowly crushed by their own thoughts, because sometimes the thing making intelligent people miserable is not life. It is the mind that refuses to let them live it.